Radio Free Innsmouth, episode 47, wherein job encounters an existential crisis of sorts. Let's listen.
Chain onto me my adolescent dreams, pulling, crash me deep, all my body exposed.
糸地深き地母神よ、か弱き我らをどうか大地のお力でお守りください。プロテクション。
Hey, Job! You can't just spend all your time watching Goblin Slayer and going to the gym, little guy. You gotta do RFI this week.
どうか大地のお力で。
Man, fuck off. Nobody likes RFI anyways. Everybody's always bullying me, calling my dad gay, Bryden, and stuff, you know. It's like, why do I even try this anymore, man? What you gotta do it for the fans? I have no fans. Everyone hates me. And I hate them back. It's like, I try to do things. I try to do things right, and nothing ever works out. Nothing ever works out. How can you know what's in my best interest? I'm gonna do RFI on Peste Noire this week, and it's gonna be really autistic just to spite you. Oh, just as planned.
Where does the church believe this pestilence has come from?
I don't believe God is punishing us like many do.
I say from France, where all foul things emerge.
So, if you haven't heard the news, there's been advanced tracks from a new Peste Noire album released to the internet. Are you excited? Are you excited, little guy?
I'm so excited! I'm so excited! I'm so...
That's right, guys. We have 2 new songs from the upcoming album. One's more of a black metal thing. That's this one. It's been out a couple, maybe almost a month at this point. There's some shit. I heard it like a month ago, I think. Whatever. But it's really good. It's got some interesting lyrical content. Molotov cocktails, more violent than during the Stone Age, and as ugly as the Bogdanovs. We don't read Heidegger. How to count, we do not know. But we throw the war hatchet like Vergilius Elecna. That's a Lithuanian discus thrower, everybody. Red as crimson blood is the fury of our soldiers. White as our people, pure and royal are our hearts. Black as manure. The soil that will drink your pain, and the tears, and the spasms, and the juice from your bodies. So, pretty good stuff. Mostly about that kind of white nationalist street fighting that Sam Hyde was talking about. But I like the fact that they're saying, you know, we're ugly like the Bogdanovs. You know, they're doing a little blog posting there. You know, we don't read Heidegger. We don't really know too much about math. But we can kick your ass. It seems like the overarching theme of this album is a renaissance of violent masculinity in the face of traditional white resistance to Judaism being a little bit too effeminate and intellectual. What stood out to me in this song was this little motif right here. When it's initially introduced, it's in that stereotypically kind of abrasive Peste Noire lead guitar tone. And it's kind of bendy and spooky. And it just has an overall sick feeling to it. But a lot about Peste Noire is reveling in sickness in order to triumph over it. So when that theme reemerges after a bunch of other black metal parts, it goes into a more nostalgic and uplifting variant with lots of horns and orchestra. A lot of the orchestrations in Peste Noire are heavily influenced by early 20th century kind of Parisian street music, or so I've been led to believe. Which is very fitting for their kind of French nationalist stance. I like the counterpoint in this part. So that is the black metal Peste Noire track in a nutshell. Aux armes. But that second new track, that's a slightly more divergent kettle of fish, shall we say? According to the press release for this song, they're really putting the black back in Black Plague. Peste Noire, of course, translates to Black Plague, with a kind of trap, hip-hop, black metal fusion. So you have the drum beats and bass shit, but with very slow and winding, mournful black metal guitars. I remember reading reviews of this on Metal Archives forum, which you should never go on because it sucks, and they were like, this just shows how brain dead the white nationalist movement is, given that there's trying to use like hip-hop to put forth their message. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, am I right? What a bunch of weirdos. Because they don't really understand what Peste Noire is going for. Looking at the lyric sheet, you can see what the point of this track is. Big up Nero, Tepej, Gilderoy, Sog, and the others. We came to resurrect the Berserkers, the Argonauts, the other age and outrage, the old age and rabies. Big as Baba, with a blonde beard, a long bar, I'm guessing like a handlebar mustache, our barbaric heritage. My French is terrible. I hope Peste Noire doesn't find me and kick my ass. But yeah, the whole point of this song is that it's an attack on the effeteness of modern white society. So the reason that hip-hop was such a potent weapon against white supremacy, as it were, was because they went through however many years of making the white guy look stupid and weak and corny, or what, you so corny, motherfucker. And then they bring in this image of dangerous blacks, and all of the mud sharks start salivating and popping out mulatto kids and such. Isn't that fun? Peste Noire is fighting against that by saying, we've got our own masculine, frightening, and dangerous archetypes. If we only look back into our history and look deep within our souls to find the barbarian within. So Nero, Gilles de Rais, Marquis de Sade, those guys are way scarier than 50 Cent or Biggie or Tupac, whatever. At least I think that's what these lyrics are about. That's what it spoke to me. So yeah, and plus, you know, the hip-hop thing shouldn't really have been that surprising, given Peste Noire has also done stuff like this. Or experimenting with using kind of a hip-hop vocal cadence over repetitive black metal riffs like this. So the guitar riff and drum combo focuses like a beat over which the vocals are free to, wow, gunshot noises, very hip-hop, free to range and get in little trade-offs with each other. The music video for this particular song, La Dernière Push, is excellent. Here comes that trade-off part. So, Peste Noire does the whole genre mashing thing to make a point. They're not just doing it to be wacky. And if you can't understand it, your IQ is probably a little bit too low to be listening to them. Until next week, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Me fais pas la morale. Comment je vais dans mon val? On arrive tout banal. Le Maroc, le Sénégal. Salut les aérois. Tu comprends ton quoi? On est pas la puissance. Et je suis sur la police. Je représente la crème du BM, des DBM. Moi qui chante, je